What's up guys, it's Destiny.lashayyy here, and today I'm finally back again with another video.
She is back with another video. Yeah, another video. Yeah.
I know when I leave I always say I'm gonna be back soon and then I'm gone for like a couple of months, but at least I always come back, right? Right. Up guys, how y'all doing? If you are new to this channel, if this is your first time seeing this face, go ahead and push that subscribe button and become a part of this family we got going on here. If you are a returning subscriber, hello, how y'all doing? I am finally back with this long-awaited video, my BMT experience. This video is going to be my tips telling my BMT experience. I graduated BMT in March of this year, so March,
April, May, June, July, August, September, October,
November. I graduated BMT 8 months ago, so it's not necessarily fresh on the brain, but I'm gonna do my best to tell you guys a little bit about my experience. I decided that I was just gonna tell you my experience with arriving at BMT for the first time, and then answer a couple of questions about big moments at BMT that you guys asked me. So yeah, if you're interested in this video, keep watching. Now I know y'all know the drill. If you have not yet liked this video, go ahead and push that thumbs up button. If you already have, thank you so much. You are truly a real one. Now back to the video. If you're interested in seeing my previous videos from after BMT, like my morning routine, get ready with me, and my BMT/tech school Q&A, go ahead and click on those videos. I'll leave the link in the description for you guys to check those out. I'm going to stop with all the talking and I'm going to hop right into this video. Okay, so arriving at BMT, where to begin? Hopefully this isn't all over the place. I'm just gonna start with getting off the airplane and arriving in Texas. So we got off the plane and I think I was with about 15 people. Yeah, we ate, and by that time we've all bonded pretty well. I'm actually friends with the people I shipped out with on Instagram now. But anyways, I just remember not being able to really eat anything because like I'm freaking nervous. I don't know what to expect. I'm about to go into basic military training boot camp. Like I was pretty nervous. Yeah, we got done eating and then we waited. We went to the liaison thing in the airport, and as we're walking to the airport, we're seeing like people who are already getting on the bus to go to the Air Force Base, Lackland, and we just hear screaming at people that look like us who are getting ready to get on the bus. Jamie, move, what are you doing? And I'm just like, in my mind, I'm like, I hope I don't get yelled at. I'm pretty good at staying low key. Yelling isn't my forte. After BMT, it definitely became my forte. We go to the liaison, we check in there, and then we line up with our suitcase. They tell us to place our suitcase in front of our feet or something like that. The details are a little blurry. We stand there and we wait maybe for like 20 minutes, like no talking, no nothing. Then they tell us to get like our social security card and then like our ID, and they ask for it, and then we go and we sit down and we wait for the bus to pick us up. I remember sitting next to this female. Her last name is McElrath. Shout out to you, McElrath. She was actually in my flight. She was a element leader. I remember sitting next to her. We're just like all kind of quiet, not talking that much. We waited for about 30 minutes. Mind you that it is like 11, 12 at night, so it's dark. We get on the bus. No one has really yelled at us yet. Me and McElrath were just talking about where we're from, where we joined the Air Force. We drive for about 20-ish minutes. We arrive, the bus stops, we're here. And so we're sitting, and I'm sitting here like,
okay, come on, where's the yelling? I need to yell, let's get it started.
Sick of the anticipation. Doors open, this man comes on and he's like,
okay, everybody come off single file line.
No yelling yet. And I'm just like,
okay.
We walk into this building, the main building, like where the auditorium is. It's shaped like the Air Force insignia. We go in and we line up in like 3 or 4 rows, boys and girls. The guy who told us to get off the bus, he says,
raise your hand if you've ever played an instrument.
Being me, you know, the idiot that I was, I raised my hand. In middle school, I played the clarinet. I was like, hey, this would be cool. This will get me out doing another job if I can like wake up in the morning and play the... Like low-key, that's what I thought I was gonna be doing when he asked who plays an instrument. He takes everyone who raised their hand to play the instrument or like can read music. He pulled them out and he said, "You guys stand over here." Yeah, that is a story how I was put in band flight at BMT. Flight 320. Flight B202, 321st Training Squadron. Go Warthogs. The band flight, that's what you want to do. If you want to play an instrument, do that. From there, we go single file line into the auditorium. There's still no yelling, but we go in there and there's a ton of people just sitting quietly. They tell us to grab like a box that has like chips, Oreos, orange juice, like little snacks in there. We grab one and then they tell us to sit down. We wait for hours. We just sit there and wait for hours. And eventually we get called up to go into another room and grab like all of our supplies, like our Apex jacket, a book bag, which has literally everything we're gonna be using. Soap, shower stuff, toothpaste, toothbrush, like everything we need. It's like all you need book bag. And we make sure our Apex fits right, we label our supplies, our book bag, and then we head back out. That process was also a little stressful because the lady who was leading it, she was very intense. She was yelling at a lot of people. The thing that she was yelling at is people not listening, which is one of the #1 rules that you take from BMT. Listening, attention to detail. That's what will get you in trouble. That's what got me in trouble for the most part in BMT, was attention to detail. Listening and paying attention is a big thing when you get to BMT. We get our stuff, we head back into the auditorium, we sit and we wait for more and more and more hours. We're in there for maybe 3-4 hours. That's like kind of a guess off the top of my head because I honestly don't remember. I just remember it being a long time. They call all of band flight up to get in alphabetical order. One boy line, one girl line. And at the time, I'm like, I don't know what the heck this is. Like, I got to go play some instruments. By the way, it was freaking cold and raining. We put our Apex on, put the hood on, and carry our luggage. Boys on one side, girls on the other, all in alphabetical order. We take it and we start marching through the rain. First time marching through the rain. Super happy because the whole time before BMT, my brother was telling me like, you either get Alcatraz or you get the Disneyland dorms. I got lucky and I got the Disneyland dorms. Not to say anything bad about Alcatraz because I heard people who stayed in Alcatraz like had really good experiences as well. I was really happy to find out that I was going into the new dorms. We didn't go super far. I was also happy to know we only marched up one flight of steps because I was like, whew, I was already tired. I wasn't in shape yet. He takes us down. Boys go in the dorm on the left and the girls go in the dorm on the right. And he's like, this is your dorm. Like, this is where you're gonna be staying. Female comes in and she's like, everybody put your stuff by a bed, a random bed you just chose, and get in the shower. This was awkward, I'm pretty sure for everyone, not just me, because I've never been like just naked with 50 other girls before. So like we're all like awkwardly getting undressed and like looking around like,
are we really supposed to be naked right now? Like, is this what we're supposed to be doing?
Goodies everywhere. Of course we get used to it. Take our shower. By now I'm still confused because I'm like, we haven't been yelled at yet. When does the yelling start? I put my pajamas on and then we all have lights out. It has to be like 2 in the morning right now. Yeah, we go to sleep. And I remember like waking up halfway through the night and see a silhouette of an MTI walking down the hallway. I remember being like,
are they just gonna wake us up out of nowhere?
We went to bed. I didn't sleep very well. I was freaking nervous. By the time we woke up, we didn't wake up to like the regular morning song that they play. They let us sleep in, I guess, because we went to bed so late. I was happy to go to sleep because I was like, yeah, by the time I wake up, I'm finally gonna get yelled at and the anticipation will be over. But when I woke up, still no yelling. But we were told to get dressed. This is when we met our MTI for the first time. I don't know if I'm supposed to play his name out there. But yeah, we met our MTI for the first time. We went into the day room. Civilian clothes on. We all got weighed. I got our waist measurements and all that good stuff. Our MTI came in and that is when he started picking people for jobs. He introduced himself. We were preparing to go to our first lunch. This is when I actually got my job because I was so nervous I was gonna get like a piece of SHIT job. It was like, who has a loud voice? So I'm like, okay, that could be too bad of a job, just being able to have a loud voice. And I raised my hand along with my other flight mate. Then and there is how I got the job of a fire monitor. And a fire monitor sounds cool, right? but what that basically means, at least what it meant for me, is that I was in charge of taking out the trash every single night and every single morning. My other job that went along with the fire monitor was to call in my flight to the cafeteria, so I'd be like,
First element, prepare to enter the dining facility. Second element, prepare to enter the dining facility.
yeah, so I did that every meal along with my flight mate. And yeah, that's how I got my fire monitor job. We line up to go outside for dinner. We get into our flights. We learn what flights and elements are. That is when we start seeing the yelling happening with other flights, like our brother flight and the flights that have been there a week before us. And I also remember looking and seeing like all the other flights who have been there for like 3, 4, 5 weeks, like seeing them being like, wow, they look amazing, like they're airmen. Yeah, that's how it feels, because when you first get there, you're just lost. You're like, I look ridiculous. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what to expect. Like one day that's gonna be us. After we get through the hell of it all, we got lined up where there's like chaos around us. Everyone's getting yelled at. Some people are marching, other flights are doing push-ups and stuff like that. We learned how to get lined up and go into the dining facility. And let me tell y'all, that first meal, whatever meal it is gonna be your worst meal. It's gonna be, you probably won't even eat unless you just can really handle pressure and stress. We got in there, and like the thing with MTIs, they know you're the new flight, so they go extra hard on you because they want you to learn like what to do and how you're supposed to do it. But we walk in there, there's maybe 5 to 10 MTIs on us.
What are you doing? What are you doing, Johnny? Get your shoes. Look up. What are you looking at? Why are you smiling? Get your hands out of your pocket.
It's crazy, like chaos. If y'all ever go on YouTube and see what it's like having a meal in Chow Hall, which is the dining facility, it's like that. You're just being chewed out the entire time, and like I'm like sitting here shaking.
Oh my god.
I'm not used to being yelled at. I don't like being yelled at. I remember going through the assembly line and getting maybe 2 things on my tray. The whole time nonstop being yelled at. We sit down, we learn how to sit down. I'm like,
Trainee, line up, line up, line up.
the poor freaking, what are they called? Chow runners. That's another thing. If y'all are good under pressure, sign up for chow runners. But if you are not, that just, ooh. Some people like getting that job because it teaches them to come out of their shell, but we had 2 chow runners, and it's a lot of heat going into BMT, especially the first couple of days. Our chow runners, of course, were getting chewed at, and we were getting chewed at. We sat down, they're like,
Look down.
that's another thing. When you go into the dining facility, you're not allowed to be looking around. Like you can only look at your tray, like looking down.
What are you looking at, Trainee? What are you looking at?
And I probably maybe ate 2 bites of my food. I don't remember what I got. Yeah, I got up, continued to get yelled at, and that was my first meal. I remember that meal ending and us going back to our dorm and doing like whatever we did. I laid down and I'm like, what the heck did I get myself into, thinking that it was gonna be like that throughout the whole time. I was like, I don't know if I can continue to do this for 8.5 weeks. Like, what am I doing here? Low-key wanting to cry. Yeah, I believe later that night we also made our first phone call home. And yes, I called my mom and I cried. All you hear is people bawling and everything. The moral of that story, I think, is the whole chow hall, and I was contemplating whether or not can I do this, because that first meal was so like terrifying for me. I was so stressed. I think a lesson I learned from that is that it was the first one. The first one's gonna be the worst one. The second one's still gonna be bad, but not as bad. The third one's gonna be all right. The thing about BMT is that they yell at you when you do stuff wrong, but eventually you learn not to do stuff wrong. There'll be other trainees there who have been there for longer, a couple weeks longer than you. They will come up to you, the baby fights and everything. They'll be like, it gets better. It gets better. Another saying that we found out goes along with that in BMT, it doesn't necessarily get better, you get better. You stop doing stuff wrong, you learn to stop doing stuff wrong, and you don't get yelled at as much. Yeah, that was kind of my inspirational story, you know, advice I put in there. Yeah, whatever. That is the story. Me arriving at BMT for the first time. I'm sorry I can't remember all the details. I plan on answering some questions for you guys, but I think this video might already be too long. So what I'm gonna do is make a part 2 Q&A of my BMT experience. If you guys are interested in that, stay tuned. I'm gonna film it right now, so I promise it'll be uploaded soon after this one. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Go ahead and press that subscribe button and continue watching my videos that I enjoy making for y'all. So yeah, remember to check out my past videos, link in the description, and I will see y'all next time. Bye.